I'm kindly Himachal Suravira. So this is my video presentation of the CTN algorithm I have created for cinemas. So on this presentation I am going to discuss about the problem context and the business case, the design models and requirements, the design of the algorithm, the prototype demonstration, and finally the reflection and the conclusion. The main objective of designing this kind of system is to effectively and efficiently allocate the seats for the audience based on their requirements and the preferences. So, with this kind of system, we can gain great advantages for both parties, the audience and the owners, like in the ways from finance. The main type of users involved in this system are the single persons, the couples, the groups, the family members, the patrons, VIP members, and the people with disabilities, and also the administrators. So before we start developing the system after documenting the functional and non-functional requirements, I have designed different UML diagrams for the system. So first I have created a use case diagram. It basically have two actors, user and the administrator. So here in this diagram you can see how these two actors involved in with the main use cases of the system. And then I created activity diagrams for each use case that represents the flow of those use cases, and also the sequence diagrams like this. And finally, I have created the class diagram since this project follows the object-oriented principles. So in this project, mainly we have four classes for theater, show, and the booking records, and then the smart seating algorithm. Discussing about the flow of this algorithm, the algorithm takes the grid matrix 2D array as a parameter along with the other parameters such as audience type, and then the algorithm divides the 2D array into different parts based on the sections of the theater like orchestra and the mezzanine. And then the algorithm checks that is the audience type is patron. So if so, they have a special set of section. It assigns and then assigns the audience type as group to follow the same logic as the group. So if not, so then if the audience type is single, then it iterates through each row and finds a row where the only two close together seats are not in there. So because those seats can be allocated for like couples or the groups. So if not, the algorithm allocates that remaining seat. uh, but there are no any normal seats available. So then in such cases, it looks for other seats like special seats, and if those are available, then the algorithm allocates such seats for the single persons. If the audience type is group, then it checks for are there any close together seats are available exactly fit for the size. So if so, such seats will be allocated, but if not, then it finds for the seats with the minimum availability to insert such a group in a row by remaining only few empty seats. If such kind of seats also can't be found, that means the row size will be exceed in any way. So in such cases, the algorithm fills the maximum sized row with the group, and the rest of the people will be moved to that next line. So when it comes to the couples, the algorithm checks for the rows where the two close together seats are available. So if found, such seats will be allocated for couples, and for VIP members and the disabled persons, they have the special sets of seats to be allocated. So at the end, the algorithm will returns the grid matrix to be rendered in the UI. Let's see a small demonstration of the web application. In the first screen, you can see a list of movies to select with the respective times and the name you can see. So once we select a movie, it asks for us to select the audience type. So I'm right now selecting the group as the type, and then it asking for the group size. So I'm giving let's say 5. So I'm giving the size of 5, and I'm going forward. In the next screen, we can select a section of the theater we are looking for. So I am giving the orchestra as the section right now. So once we click the next button, the algorithm suggests some seats based on the parameters we have given. Like this, here you can see this gray color shows already booked seats, and the green color all are available ones, and these orange ones are the seats that the algorithm predicted for us. So here we here, even though the algorithm selected the seats, we have the chance to change them based on our preferences. Otherwise, it's not good for the user satisfaction. So here we can change the seats like this. If we want, we can add more or we can remove like that, but I'm keeping the selected seats as it is, and I'm going to book it. So here we can see a summary here, and we can confirm booking, and we can here you can see the booking successful. So if I go again here with another booking, here now you can see uh, our bookings were successfully allocated our previous bookings. So let's see with the admin login as well. I have logged in as an administrator here. So now if I go like this, here you can see now as an administrator I have the chance to select any seat by overriding the rules of this algorithm. So we have select any seat here like this. For this project, I have used PHP, but maybe you are thinking about why I didn't use Composer then. If you went through my source code, the main reason is personally I'm not using it much due to some of its issues like certification, verification, failed error, like that, and mostly need Windows latest versions. Another challenging part was, here the system maintains a grid matrix 2D array, maintaining the layout of the theater. Here I was faced with some challenges of finding a proper way of how this matrix data is stored in the database, and how it is retrieved back to the application when required. And here I followed the test-driven approach where I have written the test cases first and developed the algorithm to pass them. So this was a really challenging part for me since this was my first practical experience of following the test-driven development approach. However, I learned lot of things from it helpful for the future in my career life. So this is the end of my presentation. Thank you.